Well, I'd like to say everybody have Brother Juan on, and Brother Juan, I met him recently. Extremely great guy. I have like the utmost respect for what he's doing with his foundation. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Brother Juan. Brother Juan, tell my audience about yourself
Good,
and tell me
good
tell me
morning.
what.
Well, good morning. I'm Brother Juan. I'm from Chicago. I'm a ex-convict. I moved to Dallas probably about 10 years ago. And during my incarceration period, I gave my life to Christ. And my ministry began then to turn the lives of children around from the terrible decisions that we can make in our society, like I did. So right now, my ministry is all about the kids, man, just helping them make the right decision. I used to do AAU basketball in Chicago and in Atlanta. And AAU is so expensive. So when I got to Dallas, I created this community network foundation mentoring program where I use basketball to bring kids in. And through that, I teach, leadership, discipline, just build character in the kids. My program is not unique. I mean, there are a lot of people doing different things to help our society, to help our youth. But I believe that the basic things is being lost. We can. I could teach the kids French, but they probably never going to France. What they need to learn is daily, everyday stuff that's going to help them make right decisions. And so that's my main focus. Every month we have a thing we call Chit Chat, and it's where we get together and talk about different things, different issues. But the bottom line is always making the right decision. And that's what my ministry is really about, to help kids making the right decision. The decision between good and bad, right and wrong, is sometimes lost in our society nowadays. Just some of the basic things. We have so much technology and so much knowledge, and we just don't have respect anymore. We don't have just common love no more. So I'm just trying to embellish those things in our kids' conscience. So it's exciting. I love doing it.
And I'm curious because your program is catered to boys mainly, correct? I mean, it is boys.
No, it's open right now. It's mostly boys because I don't have women on my staff. A
Okay.
couple of years ago, I try to protect myself. If I work with girls, I like women to be present. I like women to be the leader of the women. And so I don't have a lot women volunteers right now. So this year I didn't work with girls as far as the basketball part, but anything else, the culture activity, the entertainment, the education, academic opportunities, I take girls when we go in. I just don't have any girls competing right now.
I'm curious now. Now tell me about what's the exact name of your organization?
It's called Juan's Elite Youth Program.
Juan's
Juan,
Elite Youth Program.
yeah, and you can look us up at juanselite.com. You can go to
Great.
the website, juanselite.com.
Juan'sElite.com. And let me
Mhm.
and a few things I want to ask you. One is different issues. What do you see? Let's start off with what do you see as the major issue, especially with our young boys right now, that you see that's going on that you think that needs to be, we won't say the word fixed,
Yeah.
but incorporate. What do you think right now is your number one goal? Let's start off with that, then we can break it down on different things.
Well, my main focus right now is to try to turn the attention to better role models. Right now I think our kids respond and they react to what they see or what they believe to be something special, something great. And all of my kids, not all of them, but a lot of the kids are looking to the wrong people for leadership and for inspiration and for motivation. Not everybody can be an NBA player. Not everybody's going to be a major rap star or whatever, or a gangster or whatever it is that they see. Um, that's really not in their best interest. So to me, the number one thing is just changing their focus from fantasy to reality, to what they can really achieve. They don't know what they can really achieve because they're chasing the identity of someone else and never finding themselves. So,
Man, I
mhm.
totally agree with you, Brother Juan. And tell me how do you go about that? Because that's a challenge and a half. How do you go about doing that, what you just got finished saying, as far as the
Well,
images?
the first thing I believe, and since I got saved, I believe God has given me a great ability to reach young people, to communicate with them on a level that they can receive. They don't see me as a friend, and they don't see me as an adult. They kind of see me as a contemporary for some reason, that's somebody who's really genuinely trying to help. So my first thing is to try to win them over with love and let them know that what I'm on is not different from what their parents are on. It's just a different way of feeding them the food that they need. And many times they receive that because it's not as harsh. It's true, but it's not as harsh. And it's in a friendly way that they can receive. The Bible says in order for a man to have friends, he must first show himself friendly. So the first thing I do is not try to show them that I'm a friend, but that I can be friendly. And so attempting the first thing is try to bond that relationship by doing things that they are interested in, not what I have, what they're interested in. These kids that come to my program, they come because I have something that they're interested in, even if it's just gathering with other kids, a safe haven, just to be around other kids. I find that to be very effective.
So you throw a point out there, Brother Juan, that we see a lot of mentorships don't do sometimes. They're doing something for their entertainment, for their interest or their promotion, and they're not doing it for the kids. You got to think kids first. You got to grab them first. You got to get some kind of thing. Do you agree with that? Let you speak.
Yes, I definitely agree. I went to the DISD meeting, and they had open mic night, and I talked to the school about what about after school? You know, what about after school? When school is out, who does the kids belong to then? Parents are at work. They belong to the street. And I'm in the street. So give me the kids. Help me build a safe haven for the kids. Help me build a bridge that goes over from the time they get out of school to the time mom or dad gets home. Help me with that. And so one of the things I think I try to provide is somewhere for the kids to go after school, after they want to get away from home. Brother Juan got some ideas, whether it's community service, going to a basketball game, going to the circus, going down to the museum. We've got something for you to do. We got something for you to get involved in. And I found out that builds a lot of camaraderie among the kids, as well as open up a door for me to share deeper things. Some of these kids got issues that parents don't realize they have. You know, kids see their parents in a different light than their parents know. That's why a lot of times they'll listen to me before they listen to their parents most of the time. And so I know that influence is important.
I love that you said that. I'm curious now, since you said that, give an example. It don't have to be a specific person, but give an example of what you mean by that, because people might be confused. Like when you just got from the same parents, that you could relate to them in a different way. You're not, like you said, you're not replacing, but give me an example of what you mean by that, what you just said.
Many times, children understand the law. They know at home they can't do this, they shouldn't do that, they shouldn't do this. When they get out in the street, they feel liberty to do what they want to do. Right. Parents didn't taught them right, but kids get out there and they get with other kids and they feel the liberty to do what they want to do. One of the examples of over in Pleasant Grove, I have a group of kids that's lower income, at risk, as they say. Right. And these kids have some attitude issues, some behavioral issues that stem from home. But when they come with me, they follow the rules. And it's because I sit down and I talk to them about it. One of the kids in my group has some rule problems at home. He don't believe he should do the chores that he has to do. He don't believe he should have to come in when he has to come in, based on the fact that his parents ain't there. He's grown enough to make these decisions. He's only 12.
12?
He's only 12, but he thinks he has the right, because he's been left at home a lot, to do a lot. So he feels like he's old enough to do some things. When I get with him, I put him back in the place that you're only 12. You know, you're only 12. And the things that your parents are telling you are right. You need the responsibility of cutting the yard. You need the responsibility of taking out the trash. You need to be able to help with the things in the household. So I try to reason with them on the issues. A lot of the kids don't understand that obeying your parents is a commandment from God. They don't understand that. They don't realize that that's in your best interest to do what they say. It's in
Absolutely.
your best interest. You live under their roof. They provide food and shelter for you. And they don't realize how valuable that is in itself, because the parents are not home to really help them see how valuable it is, because they're making a living. They're working hard. They come home. They don't have time to explain the simplicity of I'm taking care of you. This is my responsibility. And you need to help me by doing what I need you to say or doing what I need you to do. So a lot of times that's one of the things I do. I take the kids aside and I talk to them, not only me, but I take them to people that like maybe like yourself, who's been experienced and been through life, and they can see the success and they can hear about the failures, and they can make a logical decision about where they want to go, what they want to do.
See, that makes me think about something then. You mentioned that, and you said the word parents. A lot
Yeah.
of your boys, are they their parents or is it just their mom? Let's just be real.
Most of them are. Most of them is being raised by the mom, just like I was. Most of them uh, don't have a father in the house, or they may have a stepdad who's not really stepping up to the plate as a father. He's just being the boyfriend. And a lot of the kids, I have had kids. We were at McDonald's after one of our events. I took all the kids to McDonald's, and I went to pick up one of the kids, and the stepdad was arguing with him about where did he place his keys. And the boy was like, they on the table somewhere. He was so upset. When he got in the car, he made the statement, I don't like him, to the other kids. I don't like him because my mama got another man on the side anyway. He don't even know it.
Wow.
And this kid was 12 years old. And I heard that and I was like, oh my God, this kid is in tune with stuff that his mother don't think he's in tune with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had a chance after I get a chance to sit alone with him. And matter of fact, he just came back to my program a week ago. He just came back. They moved to Plano or something, but now he's back. This same kid, which I think he's like 15 now. But this kid made the statement in front of other kids about the fidelity of his mom. Didn't have an idea of what he was really saying. So I had a chance to talk to him about that and share with him the importance of never revealing that aspect of the character of what's going on in your home to other kids, because they build conclusions on that. But as you said, a lot of my kids are being raised by single parents. I mean, maybe 90% of them with their parents. When we have games in the stands, I have just women most of the time. At the practice, they're mostly women. I think I have two fathers that bring their kids out, but for the most part, it's the mom. So yeah, most of my kids don't have father figures at home that they can look up to, you know.
And it's amazing what you just said too, and a lot of people don't get this. That the reason why a child is the way they are is not just they naturally just born that way. And a lot of sometimes our educators or different people, coaches or whatever, that's dealing with these kids don't realize it's the whole kid. It's not just that.
Yes.
And they're not just quote bad. I don't even like to use the word bad, but they have these issues, like you said, discipline issues, because of the environment they grow up in. Do you feel that way? Can you expand on that?
I often talk about the importance. Right now, I talk to my son about doing things with his daughters. He has two twin daughters, two twin grandbabies, and I've trained him that while you're buying them these shoes, these expensive shoes and name brand stuff that he used to do, and while you're spending $500 on a 2-year-old birthday party.
Are you serious? $500?
Oh yeah. They rented out a place, and they had a big thing when my grandbabies turned 2, and the skating ring when they was 3, and they spent a lot of money. I said, these kids are not going to remember these particular events. What they'll remember is being with their dad and being with their mom. Absolutely. That's the important thing. Putting time into them. That's the important thing. And so our kids, because our kids, the children nowadays are so intellectually stimulated. I give my grandbabies at 2 years old my phone, and they know how to program it and put games on it. I don't know how to do this stuff.
At 2 years old?
At 2 years old, they can get on the computer and they can pull up games and they can do things. And I can't even do those things. I look at my phone, I say, how'd you do that? And and their minds are so stimulated by their environment. And so I teach the kids that the stuff around you is what builds you. And I often, very oftentimes, I'm coaching the kids, but I'm counseling the parents, because the parents don't understand that what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're exposing your child to has great value on their character. Which is why I take the kids to opera. I take them to a modern dance. I take them to anything that's different that may catch their mind. I try to sow seeds in them of things that they may not be privy to at home. You know, parents don't have time to do some stuff. I pick up a lot of kids. I pick up a lot of kids. Parents don't have time to bring them to practice. They don't have time, or some of them don't have the desire, or they're not interested, they're not inspired to be in it. They don't think it's worth the value of their time, but they know it's worth the value of the program for the child. I could leave here now and I can go get 100 kids. I can get people would give me, people who don't even know me would say, take them. Yeah, that's good. Take them. That's good. But they themselves won't get involved. They themselves. And so they don't realize what that does to a kid. You know, not to come up. Growing up, my mom came up to the school and checked on me. Came up there. No phone calls, no online. Came up there. Looked in the room, see what I was going to talk to the teacher. She did that. You know, we are a different generation now. Kids are left to themselves so much. And so I take on the responsibility myself for trying to be one of those old school parents who still concerned about the kids' everyday need, every day. You know.
So let's talk about your program, and let's talk about what you just got finished saying. Let's talk about that. You actually took them to an opera. So, and what I'm saying is this: a parent can expect in your program that they can ask their child can actually experience stuff that they never seen.
Oh yeah.
And the cost of what would this cost them? Because you know some parents, like you said, are thinking, I would love that, but I can't afford it. Explain what your
Our program, my program is totally free. I don't charge anything. Yeah, I don't charge anything. I'm from Chicago. I'm a hustler. I find other people to pay for it. They're a big organization. My main partner right now is the DPD, Dallas Police Department. That's my main supporter right now. When I need stuff, I need food for the kids. They look out for me. Matter of fact, we just went to the Parole Museum last night, the Ross Parole Museum last week. They sponsored the transportation. They gave me a big bus. They gave me food. They bought pizzas for the kids. They gave me escorts. I had maybe 9 officers at my call, to whatever I need them to do. They was there to do whatever I asked. Volunteers. It was awesome. So it doesn't cost the parents anything. I tell all the parents, they always say, do they need anything? I say they don't need nothing. I just need the kid and you if you want to go. So my program is totally free. I keep it that way. It's a 501c3 program, and it doesn't cost anybody anything to join. We have kids from as far as Plano back to South Dallas. We have kids from all over the city. Anybody's welcome. There's a place for them if they want to do basketball, they want to do football, they want to ice skate. There's a place. If I find an interest in the kid, if I don't have it, I'll find someone with it. I don't do football, but I know a lot of football coaches here in Dallas. So I just team them up with somebody else. And then when the season's over, they come back to me, or during the season, I interact. I go to their games. Even at school, I go to a lot of kids' games just to see them playing. I have a prime daughter. I call her my daughter over at Mesquite right now. She's one of the number 1 girls in the nation. I'm so excited about it because I got her when she was like 11 or 12 and she couldn't dribble. And now she's this big star. She's on the AAU team. She's traveling around the country and she's seeing these things that she would have never seen. So that's what I like to do. I like to introduce kids to opportunities. Most of our kids have never left Dallas, have never even went downtown to the Opera House, or maybe never went to one of the major parks here, maybe never went to Bahama Beach, and it's right there in Oak Cliff. And they never been there, or they never been to the Ross Perot Museum. They never been to these things. So I also partner with the Dallas Mavericks. Every year they give me we do about 10 or 15 games. And so
I had to stop you on this. 10 or 15?
Yeah, we do 10 or 15
programs
games.
can't even get one game. You
Yeah,
trying to tell me you can get 10 or 15 games?
we do 10 or 15 games. As a matter of fact, I just got a call from the Dallas Wings a day before yesterday about this Saturday to bring some kids to the Dallas Wings to offer me some tickets to go to see the Dallas Wings, the ladies. Unfortunately, I got to work, but it was the opportunity is there. But I partner with the Dallas Mavericks, and there's nothing nobody can do. You can go on their page, community page, and you can submit your organization, and if they choose you, you'll get those tickets. So every basketball season, all the way through up until the playoffs, we get tickets, and I get 16, 15 tickets, and I round up all my kids. We used to drive. Now we just jump the train, and because it drops you off right in front of that. So the kids, it's like that's another adventure. Most of the kids never took the train.
Right.
So that's an adventure. You know, we rode from Pleasant Grove through South Dallas up to downtown, and the kids are looking out the window and they're seeing different characters, and they're amazed. They're exposed to a life that they never took a train. I'm from Chicago. That's the only way you move, train and a bus. You know, so and I'm aware that there's so many different things that impress our children.
Yes,
there's so many things, and even something such as going to a basketball game. I have it fixed where if I get there an hour before the game, I can take the kids down to the floor and they can meet the players. You know, kids, they heard of Luka, they heard of Kyrie, but when they get to see him in person, they go, "Oh my God, it's a lifelong thing." The kids are saying, "I met Luka in person." I'm like, "Yeah, he's right there, a regular person." You know. And so it's exciting. I'm getting excited talking about it because it's one. That's one of the big things.
You give me hype. Like I'm really like, and the reason why you give me hyped also is because our kids do not see this. What you just got finished saying, they're not exposed to this real world, and you do that, and you actually let them see something they don't see. And then we talk about single parents. Think about it. You are actually relieving a single parent who has to work and who has to do all these things.
Yes.
And you actually give them hope because they're like, wow, I can, my kids can see something. I can't take them because I'm working or whatever, but I have a program that they could take them to. And then you said she doesn't have to come out of her pocket. And
that's really important.
Thank you. And go ahead. I'll let you say. Go ahead. Speak.
Yeah, that's really important because I understand the times we live in. I know it's difficult, so it's really important. Like I said, our program is free. I mean, it's free food. I get to try to get free transportation. I try to get, and some parents will bring their kid, and I'll tell them, well, if you drop them off, I'll bring them home, or I'll make sure they get home. Last night was the playoff game over at Beckley Sinner Recreation Center. Most of my kids are over in Pleasant Grove, so that's a nice little transition. And they didn't have transportation. And one of my former players, which was awesome, a couple of days ago called me and said, "Coach, are you still running the team?" He just came back from San Antonio. I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is where we're at Monday." So he came to Pleasant Oaks to the practice. He said, "When they play?" I said, "They play tomorrow. It's the playoffs." I wasn't able to go. I had to work. He went. He took 3 kids home for me. You know, he never met the kids. He met them at practice, but he took them home for me. I called him and said, "Man, do me a favor. Can you take the kids home? Because their parents can drop them off, but they can't take them home." So he took the kids home 3 different directions, but this kid did it for me, you know. So, and these are stories that really inspire me, that somebody comes and help out and give back. I'm not doing this alone. The Lord always provides somebody. Like, I thank you for this platform right now. It's been a blessing. What you have, and just the opportunity to talk about it, you know, is relieving pressure and building motivation and inspiring. I can't wait to tell others about Uncle Ward Speaks. And go look at it. It's an awesome thing. So, I love kids that come back and help out. If there's a fruit of my labor that I enjoy, it's when a kid comes back and helps out. That's the bottom line. One of the main things I try to teach the kids: always give back. Always. Right now, we are once a week. We have community service. We go to a food pantry over in South Dallas, the Dallas Bethlehem, on Thursdays. Every third Thursday, we're out at Parkwood Recreation Center, and they are feeding the community. And the kids go out and they carry the bags for the elderly. You know, they carry the food to the car. You know, and that kind of stuff. And we unload the truck to bring the food over to Dallas Bethlehem. So these are things I'm trying to teach the kids of value, to give back, to work hard, to give back. That if you work hard, it'll pay off. And when you get paid, give back. Look out for somebody else. And I put everything on our social media page that we do on our Facebook page. because I want the parents to see what their kids are doing. And I get so many comments and so many compliments when they see their kids doing different things at the museum or at the food pantry. And the parents always say, that's such great. I thank you so much, so much. And I understand what they're saying because it helps. Everything helps.
Man, you get me excited. And you know what? That reminds me of something you talked to me about one time, and I want you to share this because if you can.
Yeah.
You said about giving back. You mentioned one gentleman that really you're saying that he's even part of your program now that used to be one of
Oh
yours.
yeah. Yeah,
Can
Coach
you
Brown.
expand on that story? I'm gonna let you
Coach
go
Brown.
good. I really, when
Yeah.
you told me
Coach,
it, it hit
yeah.
me like seriously. So I want you to say it.
Coach Brown, his name's Ladarius Brown. We call him Bear. I met
Mhm.
him in 2014, I think, when I first got to Dallas. Over in Pleasant Grove, there's a small area. They call it the Tower. It's by a water tower. It's a little bitty small court. And when I
Mhm.
first got here, I would go past it and there'd be like 20, 30 kids out there just hanging out, just sitting out there, just hanging out. And the rims, the rims was there, but there was no rims on them. The board was there because they had broke the blackboards. So I called the city and I asked the city, can somebody come fix these rims? There's a lot of kids out here hanging out with nothing to do. That mean they own the court, but they can't shoot no ball because the rims. So they came out, they fixed the rims. So that's how I started the program. Actually, that's how I started the basketball. That's how I started. But
Okay.
there were a lot of kids just hanging out. Someone was not athletically inclined. This guy actually played football. He's a football player, big guy. I called him Bear because he's real big and he eat a lot of food. So I called him Bear. And to this day, we still call him Bear. They call him Coach Bear. And so anyway, Brother Bear, when I met him, I think it was maybe 13 or 14. And one night I was coming home, maybe 11:30, midnight, and I saw one kid sitting out there on the court in the dark. And I stopped and I was like, man, I went over and I said, what you doing out here this time of night? What's going on, man? I mean, what's your name, man? I've seen you before. And he told me his name. I said, why are you out? He said, because I can't go home. I said, what you mean you can't go home? Where you live? He said, I live around the corner, but I can't go home because my stepdaddy told me don't come back no more. I put out. I said, what? I said, come on, get in the car, man. So we went to my house. And I sat down. I said, you're hungry? I gave him something. He said, yeah, I'm hungry. Gave him something to eat. And we sat there. I mean, we must have talked for hours. And he shared his relationship with his mom and the relationship she has with her boyfriend or her mate at that time, and the problem he had between the two, because the father obviously felt that the boy needed to be doing something. Because you always have that division in many relationships. The mom thinks the kid you're being too hard, and the dad think the mom being too soft. And there was such and such that case. And so he began to tell me about all the rules that the stepdad was laying down on him and how he didn't like it and how he's always trying to make him do this and cut the grass and do that and wash the car and all this stuff. And so I said, well, let me ask you a question, Bear. At that time, I didn't call him Bear, but I eventually said, let me ask you a question. I said, whose house is it? He said, it's his house. I said, whose car is it? He said, it's his house. I said, who's putting the clothes on you? Who's clothing you? They are. Who's feeding? I said, they are. I said, well, then you need to follow their rules. I said, you need to go home and apologize. I know how you feel, son. I know it feels like they're doing everything wrong, but you need to go home and apologize. Just go home and tell them you're sorry for how you've been acting, that you haven't been obeying the rules. I told him, I said, you just need to go home and apologize, man, because that's their house. They pay the bills there. They clothe you. They feed you. You should do what they ask you to do. It's not strenuous what they're asking you. If you do it, you'll find peace. And so eventually, though, he went home, he apologized, and he came back to me with the testimony that life's never been better. And I told him, I told you. And this kid went on, he graduated Texas College. He went on, he graduated from Mesquite High, and the football scholarship. He went to Texas College football scholarship. He graduated. He's now at DISD teacher educator now over at what's Barack Obama. He teaches, but most of all, he's back in the program. He's assisting me. He's coaching my 12U. He's videoing the games for me. He's telling them testimonies of what he went through when he was in the program. So I'm really excited that this guy is back. He has some other challenges, man. He talks about his experience down at the college, how he almost couldn't pay for it and all this. He has all this great information that he shares. Most of all, the best thing is that he tells the kids that the program works. He tells the parents the program works. It helps, you know. And I tell all my parents, this program does not replace what you have at home. It doesn't replace any of the things that you're trying to teach your kid, but it helps, it adds, it embellishes, it enhances what you have, because we both have the same philosophies. We both want the best for the kid. And I honestly want best for all of my kids in every aspect. If it's just introducing them to somebody like you. And by the way, I want to thank you for the platform. I thank you for Uncle Ward Speaks for getting me on here, man, giving me an opportunity to talk about what we do, to talk about the influence that we have in our community. I really appreciate you. And I want to invite you guys out. We got our honors banquet coming up for the kids. We have August 24th. We got the community festival. I definitely want you to come to that, because that's it's called Unity in the Community. It's the real big thing. I have the police there, the fire department. We have Baylor. We have Parkland. We have Parks and Recs. We have the city of Dallas. We have dentists. We have educators. Everybody's there. Table full of information. We give away clothes. We give away food. We're giving away school supplies. It's going to be awesome. It's great entertainment. Last year we had the jazz band. That people don't even know that Dallas has a jazz band that plays for people if they need them, and they killed it. We have a DJ Mac from Levon comes out and spins the records. This year we're gonna have Shavonda with a V. She's a radio personality. Used to be on K104. She has her own radio station now. She's gonna be there. It's just gonna be awesome. I'm gonna invite you guys to come out. We have the this year we have the Stay in Your Lane Auto Club. They'll be there this year. Last year we had Puro Barrio, which was great. This year we're gonna have Stay in Lane. It's a big auto clubs. You come out, see some fancy cars. The kids love it. The kids love it. Love it. We have the bounce houses, grills, everything is gonna be great. It's real big.
You tell me, and this is open to the general public, so they all can go to this event you're talking about.
Everybody can come, man. Anybody. It's for the community. It's free. Outside. It's free. It's gonna be at Bruton Terrace Church in Pleasant Grove. Bruton Terrace is 8851 Bruton Road. It starts at 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. It's going to be free food. We got tents. If it's too hot, we can do it inside. We're going to be cooking. Last year, the fire department took over the barbecuing for me, so I had firemen setting the fire. It was great. They brought out the fire truck. They sprayed water on the kids. The police was dancing with the kids. We have the heroes. They have a thing called Heroes. What's the name? Heroes and Kids. They come out and they dressed in all Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman, and they were dancing. It was so great. If you go on Juan's Elite Ballers Facebook page, you can see it is on there. I just put it up again for people to get an idea of how much fun it really is. We have Jasmine Crockett, who's our state representative. We had Jasmine Crockett there. We had Alderman, Councilman, the councilman, he'll be there this year. Jamie Rendez, he's the councilman for District 5, that area over there. So we have some politicians come down there. You can come and talk to them about your issues. They'll listen for the moment. You never know what they'll do when you get their ear.
Absolutely, you're right.
So I have some supporters there. I'm trying to get the chief of police there this year. I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it, but I know we have community affairs who works with him who will be there. So it's gonna be really great. I'm so excited for it. I have so many partners, people partnering with this thing. Kroger donated $500 worth of food. Man, it's just awesome. The Black Police Association, which is another law enforcement department here in Dallas, the Black Police Association, they're buying a lot of food. Some of their frat brothers is bringing out. They've already brought bags, school supplies, the see-through bags with school supplies. So it's just going to be awesome. I just love to be able to bless the community. And most importantly is that this will be done by my kids. They're the ones that they'll be doing the serving. They have on red shirts like this, but it'll say Juan's Elite. And they'll be doing all the serving as well as having fun. But they'll be doing all of the setting up and the cleaning up, and they'll be doing our service. So this is an opportunity for them to give back and to enjoy the community as well. And I always like the parents to come and see this opportunity, because this is something they don't get to see their kids do. They don't get to see their kids in leadership roles, doing things. We did the food giveaway. We gave away 300 turkeys for Thanksgiving last year. And the kids, not last year, I was during the COVID, when COVID was 20, the ending of COVID when we came out, and the kids had the mask on and they was giving out turkeys and food. And I had to put that on my page so parents didn't see that their kids was serving the way that they were serving, because the parents, they so used to correcting the kids, they don't realize that the kids have some correction in them. You did teach them something. And so they, under the right leadership, right direction, they act right. so
Yeah.
it's exciting. I like I said, I once again want to thank you guys for this forum, man. I'm so excited. But I've been talking about Uncle Ward Speaks. I've been putting it out there. People are waiting to see. They're waiting to hear not me, but to see the platform that you have, because it's very interesting. It's enlightening, and I love the fact that you're giving us opportunity to talk about what we do, because I really believe it takes a village to raise a child, and being a part of the village, I do my part. For the
I think
program, yes, sir.
no, I wanted to say, and I didn't want you to cut it. I hope I really want people to see your heart. I mean, think about because I'm loving this, like because you're doing and everything you mentioned about the kids, so people know that Juan's Elite is not about just brother Juan, it's about the kids, and
It's
the
definitely
passion you have. One thing that you cannot, like even in basketball, you can't coach heart, and you have a
right.
heart for these kids, and I
Yeah,
really love that. And like I said, I want your and believe me, I will put your program on blast for sure. That I
please
only want positive programs on my show.
pick these up
And
for the kids yesterday. At our
wow,
honors banquet, they'll get trophies. They'll get. I always give them little memorabilia, little things to take home with them. That you earned these, man. You did it. You did it. Last night, they lost by 2 points. We're out of the playoffs now. It's over. Our season, our summer league is finished. But I told them last night. I said, and I wasn't even there. I said, but you didn't quit.
yes,
I said, and so that's a victory in life. That'll take you far. You never gave up. The challenges they had, they played without their coach last night. I wasn't at the game. They played without their coach, and they only lost by 2. So they listened. I called them on the phone, and I said, hey, listen, this is what I need you guys to do. And I had another person there who they didn't know that was coaching them, and they only lost by 2. So I'm very proud of them. And I text all of them last night. I called them individually, and I said, hey, man, listen, the victory is that you didn't quit. You never gave up.
yep,
And that would take you far in life. That's the win. That's the win in life. I had some setbacks. I did 18 years in prison, actually 17 years and 9 months in prison, but I never gave up hope. I never gave up that someday I'll be in the position I am today to give back. Someday I'll be able to tell a kid, don't make the mistake I made. Someday I'll be able to sow a seed in a kid to make a right decision to how to handle conflict resolution. You don't have to fight. One of the things I found out talking to my kids, and I'm sorry, I'm getting excited, is that right
don't be
now in this generation, the number one thing of all the kids why they choose violence is because of disrespect, is what they
yes,
told me. They
yeah,
really believe that they deserve some kind of respect. And if you look at me wrong or you say the wrong thing, then I got a right to shoot you. These kids believe this. They believe this. This is why we're dying by the hundreds, by the thousands. The youth are dying because they really believe that I have the right to kill you if you disrespect me.
wow,
And so now I'm talking to my kids to teach them that there's another alternative to violence.
yes,
The kids don't walk away. Remember, we used to fight with our hands and we lived to see another
right,
day. Now they're doing drive-bys and they're pulling out AKs and they got sub guns and everybody's got a weapon, and kids don't know what to do. They think they got to fight fire with fire. And so right now, one of the big topics and by topics when we say making the right decision, I start out by telling them, I give them the little ones. We start out with this program is from 6 years old to 18 years old. I have my little kids, my 6 years old, and I ask them, if somebody hits you at school, what do you do? If you see somebody else fighting, how do they handle it? What do you do? And I start off by and I ask them, and some of the kids, I hit them back. Some kids say, I go tell the teacher. Some kids say, I don't do nothing. So we throw out all these possible ways to handle it. And then I tell them, you guys tell me what's the right decision. What's the best decision to handle this? And I do this at 6 years old, and I still do it at 14. I do it at 12. I still do it at 18. What's the best decision? Making the right decision. What's the right decision? I know what you feel you should do, but what do you think is going to lead to the best outcome in this conflict? And a lot of the kids tell you that, man, I get my gat. They'll tell me, and I'll be like, for real? You have a gun? Really? You own a gun? Well, I don't have one, but I know where to get one, and so these are the real issues that parents don't know their children have. They don't know that their children feel that if they get disrespected, they got the right to kill somebody.
So,
They
brother
don't even
Juan,
know this.
I think that honestly, that was probably one of your greatest takeaways, what you just got finished saying that your program is working on that. So if I was to tell you to end this, what would you say is that your biggest takeaway? And I think it is, as far as you are there to actually try to get these kids to see a better way of life.
That's the
Am I
bottom
correct?
line. That is the bottom line. That life, there's a big world out here, man. It's bigger than Oak Cliff. It's bigger than Pleasant Grove. It's bigger than North Dallas. It's bigger than Dallas Imperial. There's a world out there that you have no idea exists. And if you just taste a little bit of that world, it'll change your whole trajectory. It'll change the whole direction. It'll change the way you think about things. I encourage my kids to go to college, go away to college, live in a dorm for a year and feel what it's really like to be on your own, to meet other kids who are going through the same thing you're going to. I'm encouraged. The reason I take my kids, I want to take the kids on a cruise, like to the Bahamas or Jamaica or somewhere. I mean, something that they never, just going to really blow their mind. It's going to give them a taste, because a lot of our African Americans have never been out of the country, never don't know what it's like to go in another country, to have a passport, to go through the procedure of customs. Never. I mean, I'm talking about adults, and I never had that feeling. Don't know what it's like. Don't know the joy, the the inspiration it gives you to make you feel like I'm finally living. I'm finally living. And this is what I want to give to my kids. I want them to know that, listen, I was in prison. I got out, and I've been to Okinawa, I've been to Bahamas, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Cancun, man. I've lived some things, and these are things that you can experience on a very low budget if you plan it right. And so, because our social economics makes us think we can't do stuff, we can't afford it. Most of the parents I talk to, I give them my vision. They say, "Oh, I can't afford it." I say, "You don't have to afford it. Just give me the kid. I'll find a way to pay for it." So, with my kids, but once again, I try to sow a seed, open up their mind to something different than what they're used to. One of the kids right now that we went to pick them up for the museum thing, and I saw the blinds were tore down in their house, and the curtains was tore down, and the front yard was messed up. So I told the kids, next week, which is next week, we're going over there. We got some rakes and some. I got a lawnmower. We're going over to the house. I'm gonna get some blinds. I gotta ask permission for the mom first, because I don't want her to feel, some type of way. But we're gonna go over there and put up some new blinds. We're gonna stop and get them some curtains up to the window, and we're gonna clean up the front yard. And it's two houses we're gonna do it to, and the kids are all game for it. It is for them. It's an opportunity to get out and do something, but at the same time, it's making a statement to the community that we care, and to your fellow teammate that we care. We're not looking down on them, but we know we can do better, and we're going to help you do better. And that's what I do with the kids. I know they can do better, and I'm going to do everything I can to help them do better. Not just them, but the household, the parent, whatever they need. We just did at the food pantry. When we go to the food pantry, I tell all the kids, get some food, get some of them canned goods, get some of that meat, put it in this box. And the kids don't want to do it. I make them do it. I said, because even though you think this is beneath you, when you get home and put that food in that pantry, that food look just like the food you bought from Kroger's. And mama gonna stir this food up. She gonna be happy that her baby brought home some food. You brought home some chicken. You brought home some canned goods. You brought home some cheese, some eggs. She's gonna be happy because she know where it came from. My baby brought this home from his community service. So I'm teaching the kids, trying to teach them the value of helping out at home and seeing the value in everything we do. So the program has a lot of, like I say, I always tell people it's not unique. There's a bunch of people doing what I do or trying to do the same thing, and I commend all of them. I just have a personal interest in it because this is my ministry. This is my heart. I love the kids. I don't want to see one kid lost. If I can do anything to stir them in the right direction, this is what I do. So,
And you know what? On that note, I just want to say one thing. You the real thing, real deal. Honestly,
thanks, man.
your
Thank
heart. Nah, thank you. You
you.
you was talking about my show. It was a privilege having you on my show, and
Man,
I'm
well,
saying that with the utmost respect. And I want you to say the name of your program and how people can get to your program one more time, so they can.
program's called Juan's Elite Youth program. So Juan's Elite Youth Program, 501c3 program, means that I can accept donations. The government say I can accept money. So you guys want to contribute, you can go on juanselite.com. You can get an idea on the website of what we do, all the things we've been, the people that are involved, the people I partner with, some of us on the website. You can reach me at juanselite21@gmail.com, juanselite21@gmail.com. You can call me at my phone, my personal phone, 469-878-5333. That's my phone number. You can call and talk to me directly. And I'm just a real person. I'll reach out to you, and together we can solve some of the issues. We can build some of the things that we want to build in our community. We can help. It takes a village, and I'm here to help. So go check out that website. It's on there. It's a lot going on.
Brother Juan, thank you. And
I mean
it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Griffin. I appreciate you guys, man, for having me on, man. I look forward to coming back. There's so many variations to this thing, man. I have so much going on, and I need the platform to share it all. Even bring some of my kids on and let them tell you, and I'll make them, because I'm old school, Bobby Knight kind of coach. I'll make them talk right, but it'd be great to have them on, or a couple of kids to talk about their experience as well.
We're going to work on that. That'll be our next thing, Brother Juan.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great, man.
Brother, and it was a pleasure.
All right, man. God bless you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Bye. See you soon.
See you soon. Don't go off your